So, hello, I'm here with the amazing Katie Faux, who basically organises everybody at church on staff, officially Simon's PA, but basically the brains and the brawn behind Burlington. So I get the joy of interviewing her today. She's going to laugh now because I'm being nice about her. Anyway, Katie, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I like that little, bit of praise. That will do nicely. Thank you.
That's good. That's probably all you're getting between now and Christmas.
Yeah.
So,
I think I answer better to general dog's body, but it's all good.
Brilliant. Okay, well, as you know, we've been asking various members of the ministry team how they're doing through lockdown and what God's been teaching them and their experience of it, really. And so, Katie, why don't you begin by just sharing a little bit about what you've sensed God saying to us as a church through this time, and what do you think, he might be saying that's really important for us to get hold of and pay attention to?
Okay, so I think as a church, we've been on a huge journey over the last few years with our missional communities and understanding that church is not a building, but it's actually a culture and a family unit. It's a celebration of being one together through the way that we journey through life together. And I think throughout all of this craziness, and it's been crazy, I felt a real affirmation for us as a church that actually church isn't a building, so the building being shut is not church shut. That actually we've done a lot of pastoral calls each week, you and I and a few others, and every conversation has built upon that and just blessed my socks off with hearing people going, oh, so and so didn't seem to be connected into anything, so I gave them a call and now they've joined our small group, and and so needed some shopping, so we got so and so to go and get it for them. There's been a real sense of the foundation for us has been each other. That we have just been there for each other, supported, looked out for each other across the ages. The youth have been writing cards to some of the older guys. I've had phone calls from people checking how I am.
That's really good.
It's been really lovely, and that's kind of exploded into where I live and my friends as well. I think there's just been a real sense of we are family together, we do this together, we're in it together, and we can be church wherever we are.
Absolutely. That's so helpful, Katie. And just to think about the fact that, me and you usually spend a lot of time in the buildings. But actually we do. Well, no, we're missing our little office. But actually to kind of see that the church is operating beyond our buildings, that we are wherever we are. You have quite a unique window into that. Why don't you just share a few more things about how people are caring for one another? Because I think that's so helpful to hear.
Yeah, so we've got lots of things going on. I found that through the phone calls, I found that people who struggled with technology have been rung up by other people who should be struggling with technology but have just got it in a snap. So there's been lots of people ringing around and teaching each other how to use Zoom.
Amazing.
People have set up extra Bible studies and things. We've set up one with the interns. It's been a real journey and a real blessing every morning. Just to spend an hour looking at Lectio 365, discussing it, and just encouraging each other at the start of each day. I've seen Monday worship explode, lots of different faces. I think church has become, dare I say, without the building, because the building's on lockdown, more accessible to some of the people on the fringes. I think they don't feel so daunted by the possibility of walking into a room with lots of people they don't know very well. So there's been lots of different people connecting on our live stream on a Sunday, and we've had a few beautiful older faces that haven't been around for a while connecting in on some of the other ways that we connect on a Monday and a Wednesday, and that's felt really eye-opening. And I question how we don't lose that as the world goes back to normal.
Yeah, no, we mustn't lose that, I think is the answer, that there's a new sense of our presence and our family being at work in new and different ways. So yeah, that's something to hold on to. Brilliant. So, Katie, you are in your house with your lovely husband Barney and Tom and Jemima as well. So, you know, and you guys had to go into lockdown a little bit earlier due to some health challenges. So you've been on lockdown forever. Ever. What has God been doing in you over this time? In Katie Faux, mummy, PA, general dog's body, wife. What's God been up to?
So it's been fun, and it's been challenging, and it's been a total nightmare, and it's been scary. I've had to throw out my plans, dare I say, and you know I'm a planner. Honestly, if God was going to teach me a lesson, this was the way to do it. I by nature love to plan things. I love to know what's going to happen, and God said very clearly at the beginning, manna from heaven. And that was a promise that he would give me what I needed each day. And that was also a challenge and a reminder to me to not try and go too far into the future, not to try and get ahead of myself and work out how it was going to go, what the next steps were going to be, how we were going to, you know, deal with them. So it was definitely very much, and still is, manna from heaven, day by day, gives us what we need. That was a huge challenge. Some days now it's like, yeah, that's fine, manna from heaven, I get it. And other days it's still a challenge because I'm a work in progress, and I do love a plan, and I do love a diary, and I do love a little note list. But I have definitely felt that Jesus has been using this time to just challenge me about some parts of me that still need a little bit of shifting. So randomly, I have found Audible books. Sorry if that's a little promotion moment, but I'm definitely trying to walk every day. So, and I love reading books, so it kind of combined the two together. So I get to listen to different books while I'm walking, and I've had a few different kind of God-based books, just opening up who I am, what type of person I am, what bits of my gifting I have that are strong, and the bits that I struggle with. And conflict is definitely not my thing. I am a peacemaker. I like the world to be round and soft and happy. And when you have teenagers in the house and Boris removing levels of lockdown, there comes moments of conflict and challenge. And so thankful to have the rest of my church family to help me muddle through things on a daily basis. But actually, that's been a real growth. I feel like progress has been made. I can face a challenge. I can face a conflict. I might wobble, but I can face it. And they're not necessarily big conflicts, but for me, they feel big. Just trying to probe our way forward day by day, manna from heaven. What does it look like today for us as a family? You know, how do we school Jemima? How do we steer Thomas through lack of GCSEs, missing it on prom, you know, all of those sorts of things, and just managing day to day. But in that, I've found real pockets of joy. I love us all being in the house together, as you know, crazy as it can sometimes be. I love that we have lunch together, or we try to have lunch together as much as possible. With the lockdown easing, that kind of differs a bit now, but walking together, meals together, cooking with Jemima is a huge blessing, huge blessing. And I feel like that time with God every morning has become a firm part of each day, a firm foundation from which to build these things upon. And it means I'm spotting the joy in the little things that perhaps passed us by when the world was busier.
That's so helpful. So the two concepts really you're bringing out: manna from heaven, God provides for the day, and then he provides for the next day, and then the next day. But as you as a planner, that's quite hard because you're wanting manna for next week, not manna for today.
Absolutely. I'm the one hoarding it in the back of the tent.
What a lesson. And also that finding the joy in the everyday, honestly can resonate with that. There's sometimes at the end of the day where I have to dig deep to find the joy. And then there are other times when the joy just comes overwhelmingly easy to find. So yeah, massive thank you so much, Katie, for just sharing once again. We're going to keep these up with different members of the ministry team, but do put some comments below about, you know, what encouraged you from what Katie said, any reflections. We'd love to hear from them, from you, and we will be back next week with another lovely person. Thanks, Katie.
Pleasure.
Bye.